Rendition of Spirit of Life 2 or 3 times a day. It is that fabulous. Just that fabulous. Brings such joy to me, and it's a wonderful thing to hear, especially on today, what is it, July 5th, day after the 4th of July. Happy weekend, everybody. Welcome everyone to our Sunday service. My name is Sally Watson. It's my pleasure to be your service leader. I'm here with friends Catherine Hemmons. I've got Jim McDermott behind camera, Ray Plummery over here on the computer. Jay is here to supervise the sound, and of course we have Dean Shrock, our guest speaker today, so welcome. We have a few announcements. So today, July 5th, we're hosting our second picnic in the backyard. Bring your own everything, okay? As you come into the backyard, you will see we've marked off areas for everyone to position themselves. A nice safe distance. We'll have little flags in the ground, so you can find a spot and be safely, physically distanced from the person next to you. And at the picnic, we're going to introduce to you friends of ours who have decided to become members of this fellowship. It's going to be a very, very special afternoon, so we hope you'll join us. And then tonight, July 5th, at 5 p.m., we're going to do a Zoom happy hour. We did one last week. I think we had a blast. There were 9 of us on the call. We laughed, we giggled, we cried, we told stories. It was just a very enjoyable time. So we're going to do that again tonight, 5 p.m. on Zoom. That link is in the newsletter that you received this morning, along with the recording for today's message. Let's see, there's also a virtual Zoom board meeting this Wednesday, the 8th at 3:30. If you want to join us, let us know and we'll send you an invitation. Lastly, and to make it easy on everyone, we're going to roll over everyone's pledge from last fiscal year into the next fiscal year, which starts July 1st. There's no need for paperwork, right? We'll just roll it over, very convenient. However, in the next newsletter, or it might even be in the one you received today, we're going to provide you with a pledge form. So if you want to change your pledge, or if there's someone who's never pledged their financial support and wish to do so, that will be the time to do it, okay? So trying to keep it easy on everyone. And are there any other announcements from anybody else in the audience? Did I miss anything? Good. Then I'm going to invite Catherine Hemmons to come forward to light the flames of our chalice as I share these words from Tracy Bleakney. This chalice burns with 2 flames, 1 and 2. The first flame burns for those who seek and defend the right to a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, so that each person may live according to conscience in a democratically elected society. The second flame burns for the defenders of freedom, working against those who would impose their own religious beliefs on others through intimidation or legislation. May we tend this fire always, ever vigilant and courageous in the struggle for freedom and justice for all. Thank you. And I asked Catherine to stay up front here because she's going to share with you some joys and concerns. And yeah, come on.
Good morning, everyone. This is the part of the service, we share with each other our joys and concerns. We do this to strengthen the unity of our community. That feeling of joy and sorrow is known to each one of us because they are universal feelings in the human experience. When we share them openly with those we trust to hear them gently, it strengthens the bonds of love and acceptance, qualities we can all use more of right now in the world. If you want to share something to be shared on, on the Sunday, please go to the FOOF website, write it down, and someone will pass it on to me. I'm going to start today, first of all, I want to mention these beautiful flowers that came from Don G. They were sent to the house for Don M. and he passed them on to us. Thank you so much. They really brighten up this whole area here. We don't usually get these many flowers, so it's great. Thank you. The second is for someone in the larger community, Amber and Kyle Novelli. They are and were an incredible couple. So kind, so funny, especially Amber. So much they did for the community, and it was a tragic accident that they were taken from all of us, especially their family at this time. The second, I want to just update you on Jim Negri is still in California, taking care of his brother. He's there with Doug, his partner, taking care of his brother in his end days. He will be back when he thinks it's time. Anything else that anyone else has here? Okay. One last show. Oh, and one last. Thank you, Sally. One last shout for all the joys and concerns, probably mostly the sorrows and concerns that can't be spoken at this time. But we hold you in our hearts and in our minds. Now we'll go on to I will introduce this hymn here by our beloved Jeff Lovejoy, We'll Build a Land. Thank you.
We'll build a land where we bind up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness dissolves all mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by Spirit, may then create peace, where justice will down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land where we bring the good tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn.
always a pleasure to have Jeff perform for us and record it and give it to us. So thank you for that beautiful music, Jeff. At this time, I ask those who are gathered here today to join me in our responsive reading. This is by Julia Corbett Haymeyer. And I don't exactly know the title of it, but I think you'll get the gist of it. So if you all would gather around a microphone, that would be great. I'll read the first part. You all can read that in the bold. In the face of hate,
we answer the call of love.
in the face of exclusion,
We answer the call of inclusion.
in the face of homophobia,
We answer the call of LGBTQ rights.
in the face of racism,
We answer of justice for all races.
in the face of xenophobia,
We answer the call of women's rights.
in the face of religious intolerance,
We answer the call of diversity.
in the face of narrow nationalism,
We answer the call of global community.
in the face of bigotry.
We answer the call of open-mindedness.
As Unitarian Universalists, we answer the call of love.
Now more than ever.
So with these words, I invite you to sit back, relax. Ray is going to cue up another wonderful meditation piece by Jeff Lovejoy. It's called Meditations on the Canon. And Jim will zoom in on our beautiful altar as you enjoy that view. Relax and enjoy. Thank you again, Jeff. So it's my pleasure to reintroduce to you Dean Shrock, a friend of Foof, and who loves to come here and give us a wonderful message. And we hope you'll join us at our picnic this afternoon and our Zoom happy hour at 5 o'clock. So with this, I welcome you to our podium. Title of your talk today is A Definition of Hero. Very interesting. Welcome.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you. Yes, I do indeed enjoy coming here. Thank you. As Sally just said, the title of my talk today is A Definition of Hero. A dictionary definition of hero is a person admired for achievements and noble qualities, one who shows great courage. But I have my own definition of hero and examples I would like to share with you. More modern examples of heroes would be, say, Martin Luther King or Mother Teresa. Here's my example of hero. A woman. A black woman. A Muslim black woman. A lesbian Muslim black woman. A single parent lesbian Muslim black woman. A homeless, a disabled, a low income. Now you may think that this is a bit strange perhaps, but I will tell you my opinion strongly is this is surely an example of courage. Do you have any idea how much courage it took for you to come into this lifetime as part of your soul's journey to express your life and lifestyle in this way? At a soul level, you truly did choose your life, even though it may sound hard to believe, because my above example is hardly the ideal which I think most people would hold, which is a male, a white male, a Protestant white male, a blue-eyed Protestant white male, a 6-foot-tall blue-eyed Protestant white male, a handsome, muscular doctor or lawyer, one in good standing and rich. Truth. So how did we come to learn this ideal? And it's very interesting that when I was a doctoral student, I ended up taking a particular class where I actually wrote an article and published it in a counseling journal. And it was titled Suppression of Women by Religion. And here's what I discovered. Going back 7,000 to 25,000 BC, there are archaeological findings which discovered that there was a supreme female creator. Males were simply consorts and companions to females. Their basic function, honest to goodness, was to move heavy objects and for procreation. Now, eventually, over millennia, and Sally's laughing, but I'm telling you this is the truth.
You go, girls!
Eventually, males came to be seen as protectors and as equal partners. But in that process, protection and essentially brute strength force began to supplant the need for wisdom and love, which was the province of women. The model of love became one of fear. So as male deity religions were created, any evidence of divine mother goddess was denied, changed, or destroyed. Now here's what really led me to talk about this today, and I think was especially appropriate that we had the responsive reading today about answering the call of love and needing to honor our diversity in so many ways. In our current crisis dealing with racism, cries of police brutality, white supremacy, abuse of power, and of course oppression of women, All of this, and with the extensive male conquests of nations and people, along with slavery, over time, every ethnicity has been discriminated against and prosecuted. And now we find ourselves at a boiling point. Greed, power, might is right, have overcome any consideration of our unity as a human race and how to learn to live and work together in peace and respect for our individual differences. One of the things that helped me put this in perspective early in my career was when I attempted to try to make sense of suffering. You know, one of the silly things I attempted to do out of school and with my degrees was I thought I was supposed to fix people. In a very short order, I realized I couldn't just do that under no circumstances. In fact, I ended up telling people life stinks. Life could really be difficult and not easily solved at all. This led me then to really think about why suffering. If indeed there's an all-knowing, all-loving God, what purpose could suffering possibly serve? That didn't make sense. What I discovered and believe is that suffering forces us to ask the question, why? And face what we really do believe. This led me to a deeper understanding of the role of love, which I discuss at length in my book, Why Love Heals. But I also discovered that religions, while they really were very much prone to disagree on almost everything, is they managed to agree on two primary things. And one, which absolutely floored me, was this idea that we are one with God. To me, that is such a big idea. And I would say big truth now. But to discover that everyone and everything is God expressing in form was quite a revelation. But then as I started to study quantum physics, I realized there was much further evidence for our oneness. In 1918, Dr. Max Planck received the Nobel Prize in Physics for his discovery that there is a fundamental quantum field and energy that underlies and connects everything. Within the next 30 years, 3 more physicists were given the Nobel Prize in Physics. They were awarded in the similar discovery about this dynamic connection and interconnection of everything. What they also agreed on, which was a very pleasant surprise for me, is that consciousness creates. Many of you know of my great interest in the power of the mind and the idea that we really can create our reality. One of my favorite terms that came out of this discovery of the connectedness of everything and how we literally create our universe is that Dr. John Wheeler, a Princeton physicist, came up with the term participatory universe. We literally do connect with everything. And as Dr. Planck proposed early, we are the intelligent mind that underlies all of the universe. The importance of this to me is to underline and emphasize our infinite power and ability to create our lives. We are an infinite creator God with free will to express ourselves. We have chosen the hero's journey of deep inner transformation and spiritual growth. You, the capital Y, you, God, have chosen diversity on purpose. To know and experience the all of it. The right, the wrong, the up, the down, fear, love. Indeed, we have chosen to experience what love is not in order to more fully appreciate what love is. What is hot without cold. Our current national and world events related to inequality and separation versus unity and wholeness are being brought now to the surface to be healed. And I propose that separation from God, our source, and each other is the root cause of our suffering: wars, discrimination, and prejudice. So I believe that remembering your true source and identity, that everyone and everything is connected, and in a very logical way, to consider that we're all in the same leaky boat. And the only thing that really matters is to help each other, not persecute. And I honestly believe this is why we are taught to love mercy. To experience and honor the great diversity of life is the joyful journey of our soul. I think that a very practical thing we can do is to create a daily ritual where we practice this truth of who we are and our diversity. And so it could be something as simple as an affirmation of live and let live. But whatever makes sense to you, indeed, I encourage you to do something daily that will help you remember and align with this truth of who you are, who we all are. And so, as Sally mentioned, this 4th of July weekend, and as we take time to celebrate our freedom, I suggest we celebrate our uniqueness and the courage and joy of being you. Who else would you want to decide how to act and who you want to be? Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. I was sitting back there listening to you, and I was recalling the movie that Jennifer and I watched last night, The Help. Have you seen The Help?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I saw it before, but we saw it again last night, and it really struck a chord with me. And the affirmation that still keeps coming back, I may be a little bit off on it, but it is where the character, the one maid, played by...
Octavius.
No, the other one.
Oh.
How to Get Away with Murder. Can't think of her name right now. Sorry. She would always tell the little girl, you is strong, you is smart, you is important. And I thought about that as you were saying, the affirmation. The affirmations we have to tell ourselves, the affirmations we can certainly share with others. How very important that is to find our soul in that particular kind of work. So thank you for that message, Dean. Very much appreciated. So at this time, I ask for your consideration for a contribution to our community partner for July and August. You will recall we voted on 6 community partners for the next fiscal year, and the first one that we're going to honor is KXCR Community Radio. And sitting here talking with everybody just now, I'm reminded that they do what are known as fireside chats via Zoom, I guess. Wonderful way to connect with people in our community and within our state. As well, Edith, I think, is still doing her poetry reading. And, excuse me, both Helen and Ruthie B are very active within that organization. So KXCR, pretty special organization to consider where you might want to share your hard-earned funds. You can send a contribution to us either by check, along with your FOOF contribution or pledge. We will then split it up however you say to, or you can go to our website and click on the donate button. And on there you can have your special instructions as to how much to give to FOOF and how much to give to KXCR. You've got to know that your contributions will be received in grateful appreciation. And for those who are at home and you want to continue to add to your jar, I know some of us are doing this at home. We keep a little jar and we put some money away in there, and when we come back together in person, you can bring your jar and we'll apply that towards your pledge or towards our community partner at that time. So, I invite Catherine back up. We're going to extinguish our chalice. We have 2 flames. I'm sorry, they kind of, I think they might have gone out on their own. The candles probably weren't the best candles to have,
No,
Sally.
they're still there.
Are they still there?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Let's turn off the lights so we can see them better. Just kidding, just kidding. So this extinguishing comes from a gentleman by the name of Brian Keeley. The chalice is now extinguished, but its light lives on in the minds and hearts and souls of each one of you. Carry the flames with you as you leave and share with those you know, with those you love, and especially with those you soon will meet. Blessed be. Thank you, Catherine. So we've come to the end of another fabulous Sunday service. Again, I thank everyone for being here today. Hope to see you at the picnic at noon and on the Zoom happy hour at 5 p.m. We're going to close with our peace song. This is one that was recorded by Lanny and Kamala, and it stars our Foof chorus. I hope you enjoy, and unless there's anything else to share here with my friends, I bid you adieu until we see you at the picnic or on the Zoom call. Thank you.